Alright. Oh yeah. Oh hell yeah. Well, Cody and Kieran here from Movie Losers. Why don't you sit down? Sit down and we'll both sit down.
These dirty chairs.
It's been a while, but we're back. And this is the new format. It's going to be a casual telling of what's going on in the realm of movies, comic books, all that good stuff, like normal. But it's called Movie Losers Monthly. Do this gesture with me. Movie Losers, there you go, monthly. Now what that is it's kind of maybe a variety hour. It's going to involve a little sketch comedy, us going on movie walks, as I came up with this morning.
Yep. Where
we go and just walk around town, walk around different states, maybe even different countries. Just kind of talk about whatever movie we want to. This particular one's going to be Mission Impossible Fallout. But we'll also catch up on some other things we've seen in the last, like 3 months?
Yeah.
Since Infinity War.
I think the last one we did was Deadpool. Did we do Deadpool? We didn't do Deadpool, no. No, we did.
We did. We filmed like a solo review. We filmed a bunch of reviews. We decided never to put them up. I was bored, honestly. I was bored with the format and editing and, switching careers. It wasn't creatively doing it for me anymore, as we see Bennett over here chewing on a branch. So, of course, the audio is going to be terrible.
True.
We just have this Canon camera, PowerShot SX520HS that will do the trick. I mean, we'll do some studio stuff.
Yeah.
Also, but just gonna be a casual kind of us sitting out here talking, eating Taco Bell. Did you get 2 cheesy gordita crunches as always?
I went with the Cody Polson special.
Indeed, it is special. Did you get the Taco Bell?
Yeah.
Harrisburg?
Yep.
Okay. I'm assuming the screen is still shattered to order?
Yeah, it's all done.
Funny story, like 4 months ago, I was in line, just ordered. A truck whipped around me in line. I think I maybe mentioned this to you, maybe not. Slammed on brakes, yelled something like, "Fuck this shit," and threw their burritos at the window.
Wow.
At the people, I'm just peeled off.
Is that what shattered the window? Those burritos?
No, that was before it was shattered. I don't know, somebody else got pissed off. It's really hit and miss, that one, but because it's 2 minutes away, and I go there like 3 days a week still.
It's so convenient.
Yeah.
Right beside your house.
It's convenient. So yeah,
That's on Joe right now.
Joe's dropping a deuce, his words. That's why he's late.
Group chat.
So,
dropping a deuce.
I guess this works for an intro. So yeah, expect in this episode, I'll probably put it up at the beginning. I'm gonna aim for the beginning of each month. So,
right.
Before I go on vacation week after next, get some good footage at the beach, of course, for the following month. Yeah, this will go up next week. We'll have the Mission Impossible Fallout review, non-spoiler and spoiler. So we're just going to walk around here, starting off, close to home. Then we'll venture off from there in future installments. But expect a once-a-month kind of deal. Just creatively, that works better. Right. We still got the Comic Losers podcast regularly. And then I haven't really decided what we want to do, Movie Losers podcast-wise.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. That'll be the next thing on the docket to discuss and figure out.
Mainly, we just want to film life and all the insanity that goes along with it. I think we have a lot of fun in our lives and a lot of craziness that's worth filming.
It is.
Worth talking about. So rather than focusing on editing boring reviews that are already out there with better movie reviewers, we're going to do our own thing. So thanks for sticking around. We're at 100 subscribers right now.
Ding, ding.
So without even making a video, we got another 1 or 2 in the last month, which is cool.
They're trying to make us stop doing videos, but it didn't work.
Didn't work.
We're back.
They wanted us to stop. There's wax on this table from
jizz. It looks
party. It could be jizz. Possibly jizz.
What do you guys
we don't have a filter here. But hey, this first Movie Losers monthly video, I still have not unwrapped my 4K Black Panther Steelbook. So there's a digital code in there. And if you are already a subscriber, that's cool. If you haven't subscribed, but to win that digital code, hit Movie Losers up on Instagram, just at Movie Losers.
Yep.
First one to, you can send a private message on Instagram, right?
Yeah, you can DM, yeah.
Okay. DM us, as the young kids say. As the young 26. 26?
Slide in.
You're 26.
26, I'm 26, yeah.
As the young hip 26-year-olds say. Just slide into the Movie Losers DM and tell us, I don't know, you could say anything, you could insult us, I don't care. But let's get a dialogue started. I want to meet some people that watch our videos and haven't said anything, or
send us a DM
casual
saying,
fan.
what do you get from Taco Bell?
Yeah.
What's your go-to?
Let us know. I know they brought those nacho cheese fries back. So let us know. We'll send you the first person to do it. Digital code. Yeah, I'll okay, so yeah, I guess it doesn't matter what. When you DM, it doesn't matter. You're not doing that on a picture, right? It's in general, it's like a message section, like a Facebook Messenger.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've borderline wanted to delete all of that crap, but I need it. Just like Leanne Rimes needs the rain and wind, or however that song goes. Anyway, we're gonna go on our walk now whenever Joe gets here. Kieran just finished his meal. Less than 6 minutes. Some real talent.
Yeah.
And
coming for you, Joey Chestnut.
Bennett, what are you doing? What? Go lay down.
Just trying to eat my shoes.
I'll have to kick him in the gut some more till he passes out. But
God.
Welcome to the new and improved Movie Losers.
Cue that intro music.
Yeah. What's up?
Thought you were taking shit?
I was.
You know, we couldn't start the podcast without you.
My bad.
Excuse me? Excuse me?
I mean, I think you said.
One more time. You want to shit on everyone? Give him the knee. Give him the knee. Get in there. Together. What is this? Piece of crap. Oh wait, hang on, there's a piece of glass down here. Alright. Beat his ass! Beat his ass! Charmin Ultra 11. There's powder on him. Too much powder. Too much powder. Hit him with a cardboard again. Do it. You're fired! Alright. Well, I guess you gotta leave still. Get the hell out. Get the hell out of here. You get the hell out, you don't come back. He uses one ply. Piece of trash. Get out of here. Get the fuck out. Alright, let's record. Alright, so our first movie walk is just right here down the street. Eventually we'll branch out and we'll go around Lexington, go to some parks, some nature reserves.
Right now,
preserves.
yeah, we're kind of starting as like a Spider-Man homecoming sort of thing.
Exactly.
It's the home neighborhood.
Your neighborhood over here. So anyway, Mission Impossible. Can you walk any louder?
Can you walk any slower, you fucks?
The toms provide no sound when movement is had in them.
Yeah,
which
Mr.
is nice.
Miyagi taught me some great
Anyway.
stuff.
Anyway, give me that camera. I'll let you and Joe walk together. Maybe I'll just hold it out.
Do
Okay.
like a
this?
selfie.
Like a selfie.
We need a selfie stick.
We need a GoPro kind of thing.
We need a GoPro.
Oh, that would be good. How
Yeah.
expensive are they?
I don't know.
Well.
But you got my money.
I was thinking about buying one.
So Mission Impossible Fallout. I, of course, have seen all of Mission Impossibles. I've been a fan since the beginning. Number 1 came out, 96?
Yeah.
And I was directed by, Goya?
Probably.
Am I thinking that? No, De Palma. De Palma is the guy. And then John Woo did the second one.
Or probably the worst one.
Yes. And then, I liked the first two, but they didn't it's not what it was now, obviously.
I rewatched them, so I went back and I rewatched all the movies because I wanted to be completely fresh. Yeah. Probably because, especially the last one, because this new movie definitely continues off of the last one.
Right.
Unlike a lot of the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
I went back and I watched the first one, and I really enjoyed it. I forgot how much I enjoyed it.
Okay.
It was so refreshing to kind of see that because, most action movies are so A, B, C, D, but like that one was so crazy because it was like twist,
Yeah, a lot of masks
right,
and reveals.
A lot of masks, yeah.
But I remember thinking, like, I liked those two movies. The first one was better than the second one. The second one with John Woo was all like crazy, but
yeah,
with like it was a lot of slow mo, like doves flying. They like,
right.
I think they
Exploding
leap off
sunglasses.
of bikes at the end,
Right.
and like punch each other or something. But
Exploding sunglasses.
the third
That
one,
was cool.
Yeah.
J.J. Abrams' directorial debut in 2006.
Right.
That introduced Simon Pegg character and Michelle Monaghan. Is that
Yeah.
her name?
Yeah, Michelle Monaghan. Yep.
That really revamped the series for me.
Yeah. It was a good
Philip
shot in
Seymour
the arm.
Hoffman was a great villain.
Arguably maybe the best, if you want to say
Probably
so.
the best
Yeah.
still, honestly. But I feel
in
like
peace, by the way.
with
Right.
each one, they've taken the perfect amount of time
Yeah.
to develop the story moving forward. They brought on, other than this one, they brought on a new director each time. Brad Bird did the fourth one.
Yes.
They had the stunt at the Burj Khalifa, which was incredible. Of course, the next one, he strapped himself to a plane, did the underwater hold your breath stunt.
Right.
Tom Cruise is just the man. In this one, he tops himself again.
Yeah.
The plane sequence, I guess we'll just get right into it without spoiling it. But the plane
spoil it.
sequence was
trailer.
simply, yeah, it's all in the trailer. Incredible.
Yeah.
And you gotta see it. This guy's weed whacking. The plane sequence, Joe, I'll pass this to you. My arms are getting tired. But the plane sequence in IMAX is awesome. You gotta see it in that aspect ratio. The rest of the movie, when you're in your standard action scenes or your dialogue-driven scenes, it's in that non-IMAX framing.
Right.
I don't know the specific aspect ratio in that regard. Look it up on IMDb, but man, like the plane sequence over Paris, the stuff they filmed, it's supposed to be like in the Middle East or something,
Right.
but it was filmed in New Zealand.
Yeah.
with
you
the
let me know
helicopter.
that. Yeah.
Just gorgeous to look at, and you can tell, and that just makes it even better. The film, you can tell that Tom Cruise is flying that helicopter, that he's hanging out the side of it, that Henry Cavill's they're there.
Yeah.
And to me, that really amps up the action.
It's good.
Like The Rock, he's so charismatic. He's a movie star. I'd say Tom Cruise and The Rock are probably the top two, like, quote-unquote stars right now.
Right.
But what his movies lack is that real grittiness, that risk factor, that real, like, the man puts in effort in everything he does.
The man broke his ankle.
But as far as, like, specifically action movies, Tom Cruise is, like, just worlds above everyone else. This puts everything else to shame.
It's pure dedication on Tom Cruise's part. I mean, we talked about it, it's not really a spoiler, but like I just love there's a scene where Tom Cruise is running across Paris.
Oh yeah.
And is it Paris or was it London? I think it was Paris.
No, it was London at that point.
It was London, okay.
Yeah.
But there's one, but he's just running, and like the man is like, you can just tell he's like, you can see him like gradually getting kind of fatigued as the shot goes on, and I love that. It's like it's like one good long take of him running. It's not cut to where like he doesn't look like a fucking like robot.
It's like a giant glorious wink at the camera. Like Tom Cruise running is a thing in all of his movies, right?
Right.
This one has the most glorious running of all. Just non-stop running through London, jumping across that building where he broke his ankle.
Right.
In that leap. There's one shot where he gets like left on top of this really tall building or like pillar in London, and it's just like so cinematic looking. The movie in general, this is bringing back McQuarrie, who directed Chris McQuarrie from Rogue Nation, and he has said in interviews he wanted to do something different because the series has obviously switched up directors every single movie. In this one, I thought he did. I think scenes really play a little bit longer. The score was very emotional.
Right.
We got into the mind of Ethan Hunt more, and it being a direct follow up to the last one, I think that made this one even stronger because you set up a lot of good groundwork for the last one. And honestly, this one, like when it ends, you tie up some certain things, but I think it leaves it open still for another installment. I agree. These new characters with Elsa. Is that her name? Elsa?
I think it's something else, but I can't remember.
That's like the princess from Frozen or something.
Yeah,
Her
Elsa's.
name is
Yeah.
also Elsa though.
It could be.
What's the actress's name that plays her?
It is Elsa. You're right. No, it
Yeah.
is Elsa. Yeah.
Cool. God, we're out of shape.
We are
Getting winded talking and walking. But no, she was great. Simon Pegg was awesome. Like, everyone had something to do, and I think the only real argument you could make against this movie would be it's kind of traditional in, oh, they gotta get some plutonium, blah, 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 blah. But, you know, all action movies have that, all genres have that kind of generic level to them. This just executes everything in such a glorious way that you're invested the whole time, on the edge of your seats. It's beautifully shot, composed, directed, acted, the stunt work, the motorcycle scene when he's not wearing a helmet driving through.
Yeah, all the cop cars. I mean, traffic.
Joe, what'd you
it's
think?
So glorious.
What'd you think, Joe?
I love the movie. Like, all the action, like, yeah, the stunts, I think, were the best ever in Mission Impossible. Again, just, like, outdid himself. Henry Cavill, I thought, was amazing.
Did that bathroom scene live up to your expectations?
It did. And, you know, you were
reloads his
talking
arms?
about Skyscraper, about how you're like, oh, I hope it's, like, hard-hitting. You can, like, feel it. Man, the movie was hard-hitting.
Hard-hitting.
Those punches.
I loved, like you said, Henry Cavill in the movie. I thought was so terrific. He was very gritty. He was very professional. He was just like,
oh, yeah,
it's the job. I don't want to get too much into a non-spoiler, but
Yeah.
can we just talk about how, like,
Mustache.
the mustache? I was just about to bring
I tried to grow it out
I was
as best I
growing
could for
mine
this.
out,
But
Did but like, for all the things we're talking about Justice League and stuff, I'm glad he kept the mustache. It made his character even look
oh yeah,
cooler. I was like, well, you know what? Like, that was a great choice by them. Make him keep the mustache.
oh yeah. Okay, so you have a recommendation, non-spoiler. Let's get into a little bit of the spoilers.
You wanna score it real quick?
Oh yeah, we can do that.
5 out of 5, easy.
Yeah.
One of the best movies of the year, I think.
Best action movie for me since probably Mad Max Fury Road. Before that, The Raid 2. But it's up there. I definitely want to see it again. See it in IMAX if you can, because
Really do, yeah.
that aspect ratio for those certain scenes only adds to the glory of this movie. So, spoiler wise, yeah. So, one thing I wanted towards the end of the movie, because I liked Henry Cavill's character so much, was for him to actually survive somehow. His death is epic. That hook goes into his head, rips him off the side of that cliff in, like, Norway, where they filmed that.
It's definitely a, like, memorable Mission Impossible moment. I think in the franchise, him getting that hook scene. That'll just be known as the hook scene.
The hook scene.
He got
But
hooked.
yeah, that whole, like, sequence when you have 15 minutes, Tom Cruise has to get down there. There's shtick. We had a big storm here last week. Got to get the timer, like, and that's on 3 fronts. There's like a ticking clock because Simon Pegg is damn near hanging. Rebecca Ferguson has to kick that bad guy's ass.
Right.
Ving Rhames and Michelle Monaghan are there trying to defuse that one bomb.
Right.
And the dialogue throughout all that and just the character interactions is so brilliant while, like, Tom Cruise is trying to single-handedly get that trigger,
Right.
save the world. But I was on the edge of my seat and I wanted him to somehow maybe live in the next one, because I think you could set up, like, a good anti-hero through him. Or if Tom Cruise, he is 56 at this point, Henry Cavill, like, I think he's got the making of a star. And I think he also did a lot of, if not maybe all of his own stunts.
Oh,
I don't know for sure.
I don't know that for sure, but it looked
He's a
like
beast,
it.
man.
It looked like it.
When they fought that dude in the bathroom, I mean, that's worth, like, the price of admission alone.
He just loads those fists up, man. I was so jacked.
But badass.
Yeah, this one also has, like, a lot of twists and turns. There's actually, like, 2 or 3 times they do this that I liked, where they will show a scene and you think, as an audience member, oh, this actually happened. We're talking spoilers. I guess I can say them.
Yeah.
Like, when they show the destruction of, like, the bombs actually going off, I'm like, oh, that was
Right.
interesting. Or when we see Tom Cruise, like, there's another scene where he was, I think, the robbery where he, like, goes to gun down that person and pulls the trigger. That was just what was running through his head.
Yeah.
About, like, so we really delve into him, his psyche, and him as a character more, which is good. I think that made him more relatable in general, and you got to do that at this level. And number 6, you got to further his character. He can't just be like action star.
Right.
So I don't think they've announced the 7th one, but I hope
God, I hope so.
I think a seventh one could wrap this storyline up perfectly.
Yeah, definitely. It just the way that 6 kind of ends. It ends very well. It ends quickly. I don't know if you feel like that because it's just like Tom Cruise, like spoiler, but
yeah,
Tom Cruise is just kind of in the hospital. Ethan's in the hospital after.
They all kind of end quickly. Like they'll say like a line of dialogue and it's like dun 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 dun. Credits come.
I don't know if I trust White Widow.
I think that's a park down there, but I think it's kind of sketchy. Let's go this way.
That way. Okay. But one thing I did kind of want from this movie that we didn't necessarily get. This guy's gonna make his move. Whoa! Whoa! How'd you get there?
Whoa!
Is
Hopefully the audio is not complete shit, but whatever.
Whatever. Subtitle it. Spend 3 days doing subtitles.
Okay. Yeah.
But one thing I kind of did want from this movie that we didn't get a lot of, and it didn't take me out of it during it was just kind of afterwards, was we didn't get a lot of masks in this movie. It was
not a lot of masks.
Tom,
no.
You know, Ethan Hunt, that's his thing. You know, like we had so many masks in the first one that this one we got one.
When they did it, it was like brilliant.
Awesome.
Again, like
it's awesome.
It's not like you're tricking the audience, but because some movies can like trick you where even with the marketing or the movie itself, you think you're getting one thing and it's like, oh come on, like Iron Man 3.
Yeah.
I hated that reveal.
Right.
That the Mandarin or whatever was
right.
an actor. But this one, like the twists and turns, you expect there to be twists and turns, but the movie doesn't set it up to where you can predict what they are. At least for me, anyway.
Yes.
And maybe that has to do with how well the story's being told, how engaging it is in general, because where that's like out of your mind.
Right.
But for me, I was like, oh my gosh, like you got me.
That twist,
Got me with the mask.
that twist was absolutely brilliant. The mask of, I think, what's the guy's name? Lang, I think is his name or something.
Yeah, Lane.
Maybe
Is
Lang.
that the code name of who they were looking
Lark
for?
was the code
Lark
name.
was the code name.
But,
I think it was Lane.
The British guy, right?
Yes, but eventually it turns out that Lark, who they were trying to set up as.
We can go this way.
This way.
Thanks, Bob. But like the code name, they try to set it up as framing Ethan for it.
Yeah.
But the turn of it was that, of course, it was Henry Cavill's character Walker. But of course, like, yeah, it was Walker, like I said, and I thought that was brilliant. Alone, the fact that he was the guy who was the code name that he was trying to pin on Tom Cruise.
Oh, yeah.
But then they even go further with the twist with making Simon Pegg's character wear the mask and trick Walker into.
Yeah.
Which they did. I believe they kind of did that in the.
And he's not just comic relief either. Simon Pegg he's grown as a character.
He did some stuff.
But didn't that moment though, when they put the mask on Simon Pegg's character, didn't that feel like a good callback to other movies? Because of course they did that kind of in the first one.
Oh, for sure.
When he basically Claire, I think was her name, basically told that she was a traitor as well. So tricked her in the same way. So I did like that one mask scene. I wish there was a little bit more, but I was still content with it.
This movie not only furthers the story, it gives you what you've come to expect from Mission Impossible, but does so in a new way. I mean, what more can you ask of an ongoing series where it reinvents what you already know, it adds to characters you know and love. I've got really nothing more to say about it because I think you want to experience it for yourself, as spoiler-free as possible. But really, as far as dislikes, I don't know if I have any other than maybe it went on a little too long, maybe 10 minutes too long.
Yeah.
But I thought it was awesome, man. Yeah, the hand-to-hand stuff in the bathroom alone. I could have watched more of that if I had like a request for. Yeah, we can go that way.
I was hoping there'd be
Everyone's
like
mowing
more people in the bathroom, like instead of just like them fighting, just like him.
That was like a trailer thing though, right? Because it made it look like there was like 3 or 4 dudes in there.
I wish they did that. Like had like a few other guys they were fighting or something.
I didn't expect that guy that was in the restroom they were after to kick so much ass.
Yeah.
But this movie's worth checking out. Probably the best of the year, other than Infinity War for me.
Right.
It would be up there with Infinity War and Black Panther for me.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think this may be a better movie.
I would agree. Yeah.
But I think the emotional payoff for me, Infinity War still takes the cake. Is that the saying?
Yeah.
Hot spot.
I got it right. So, well, this is our first movie walk. Thanks for watching. Hopefully, it's not shitty when we piece this together. This Movie Losers Monthly.
Monthly.
Remember, that's the new
do the hand thing.
thing we're doing. I did it.
Nice.
I made sure to do it.
I can't see.
Hey, oh.
Monthly. Just the literally like dust bunnies that came out of there.
I don't think it's clean, but it can't be that dirty.
For the sake of movie lizards, it'll be alright.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
It's like,
Hold on. You got a little drop.
oh, there's a bit of a... Let me pour this out. Alright, Cody here from Movie Losers, back with another review. With me, as always, is Kieran. Thought we'd switch things up. Damn dogs are barking out there, I swear to God.
It's a sacrifice of a new location.
Anyway, we're in the Star Wars corner. Once upon a time, I reviewed some comics, but, well, 10 views, the video just, wasn't enough for me to continue doing that, so I don't do it anymore. But we're here to review Solo today. I've seen it twice. You've seen it once. We're going to talk for maybe a minute about non-spoiler thoughts, and then spoilers after that, because what's the point?
Right.
Okay, Karen, go first with your non-spoiler thoughts on Solo.
Right. So Solo, a Star Wars story, really just felt like a blah kind of film. There wasn't really anything exciting about it. It was just kind of fine, nothing that blew me away and really excited me, but nothing that really left me disappointed or angry. It was just kind of a right down the middle of the road for me, and just...
It was the median.
Yeah, I mean, it was just kind of boring.
Average.
Just boring at parts, Yeah, exactly, right. I'm trying to think of, what is, like a good, middle thing to say,
Yeah, you felt normally satisfied.
Right, like I said, I didn't leave the theater and I wasn't like, man, that blew me away, that was so awesome. But I didn't leave the theater and I was like, that was a waste of money. I was just like, you know what, if I see this again, I see it again, but there's nothing to it.
If you want to catch a matinee of Rampage instead, maybe you'll do that.
Right, exactly.
It's just a fair movie.
Right, it's just something, if I see it on TV, I'll watch it, but I'm not going to go out and run to go get it like I would, like an episodic movie or something like that.
Would you say it's going to theater when worth seeing for Star Wars fans?
Oh, yeah, I think if you're a Star Wars fan, yeah, you need to kind of check it out, especially because there are just, important moments for that character, future-wise, that we see in other movies that do kind of matter, that are kind of cool to see. But if you waited a couple of weeks to see it, it wouldn't really kill you to do that.
To me, this movie's kind of like the prequels, where they really didn't need to exist at all.
Right.
They just fill in gaps that don't need to really be filled in.
Right.
And yeah, if you go into it thinking this is just like some harmless film and not looking for more,
right,
you'll get an enjoyable time, I think. It doesn't destroy any kind of lore of Han Solo or continuity, nothing like that. And the performances are fair,
right,
as long as you go in with an open mind. Just don't take it seriously, I guess.
And this movie had some troubles in its production, especially directors and stuff like that. So,
which wasn't evident in the film. It feels like a cohesive,
right, which was impressive
plot.
Nevertheless. Yeah. But there's just times where it felt like we're doing a checklist right now. We gotta talk about this. We have to talk about that. We have to get to this. We have to get to that. That just kind of felt like it at points. But it's just kind of a blah film for me.
Yeah, I wish there was more lightsabers going through things.
Yeah, you missed that, didn't you?
Let's miss some old lightsaber action.
A little Force action.
So, we can send you to see it officially. Now let's talk about spoilers. So, go ahead, Kieran.
So yeah, like I said, this is very blah, but I felt like the start of the movie, I wasn't really super excited for that. So we see Han, of course, and he's on that planet where I guess every orphan goes, that's dropped off or some sorts.
Corellia. So in the expanded universe, it was Han's homeworld in the old Legends canon, and it was like a shipyard.
Right.
So that was something they took directly from there. But I felt like the whole movie kind of felt like really the palette, kind of dark and bland and boring.
Yeah.
Do you feel that in the cinematography?
Definitely very early on in the movie. It felt like that. Yeah, it just kind of felt bland. Now that I kind of think about it, I guess I never really noticed it when I was watching it, but yeah, definitely.
I don't know. I miss. We still really haven't had the real color of the prequels, which I like
Right.
from those movies.
You know,
Even Rogue One, like with the tropical planet of Scarif,
right.
that brought a little bit something to the table.
Right.
I kind of didn't have a real sense of direction. Like, I think I mentioned this to you.
Yeah.
Coming out of the theater, but of like where things are, and I still kind of want, because we were just on planet to planet. We didn't get a lot of like establishing shots of where we were going, where things are in the galaxy. I wish we had more of like a sense of the state of things.
Right.
But maybe that would take away from the plot too much. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I can understand. There was never like that, maybe until like the very end, but there was never like grand scaling shot of a planet or something like that where you kind of knew where you were.
I feel like there wasn't like a very memorable scene.
There really wasn't. I mean, there's that big scene that everybody's talking about, of course. But maybe we'll get to that a little bit. I thought the train scene was actually pretty cool for most of it. Like it gave me that heist kind of element. I was like, okay, this is cool.
Nothing like stood out. Like I've seen better, like the Fast 5 train sequence at the beginning of that film is way better in my opinion. The Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, that opening train sequence is awesome. Like nothing stood out, and I feel like when I go to a Star Wars movie, I mean, at the very least, like Last Jedi has the throne room sequence, the end of Rogue One has that Vader sequence, as well as that battle, that space battle over Scarif. Force Awakens, of course, has it's probably the best of the 4 movies they've released so far. Still,
I would agree.
That has a lot of memorable moments, in my opinion. Han's death.
Yeah.
I don't think connected. Like it's weird. I wasn't taken out. I like accepted that was Han Solo.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I wasn't like. Maybe it's because I wasn't so into caring about his past so much. Like he won the Falcon in a game with Sabak. He did the I like the mystery of more of that than actually like seeing it play out. Like it was fine. It wasn't shot like Casino Royale, for example, where like you understand the rules of the game and there's like a real high stakes moment. It's just kind of like it just kind of happens. You're like, oh, that's how he got the Falcon, and it's just like a
it's kind of unnecessary.
Like a head nodding movie. Where just
I do agree with you. Like, it didn't feel like a Han Solo movie. It felt like a cool character we were seeing, but I just never got the idea of like, this is Han. Like, people would say his name, I'd be like, oh yeah, Han, of course. I didn't really like how he got his, like, how they showed him getting his name and everything too. They were just like,
this smells, by the way, and that doesn't taste great. And I wasn't sure how to drink, if I may interject. I don't know. You can't really drink it from this very well because the lip,
the horns.
It's like the horns, they'll poke you from this direction. You gotta like really go wide mouth with it.
Right.
And up top, there's just such a small hole. The liquid can't. It's spilling down my chin and my lips. Darth Maul is in the movie, which came out of nowhere.
Right. Yeah.
And I admit, in the moment, I was like a giddy little boy.
Yeah, same.
Because I was like, oh my gosh, it's Darth Maul.
Right.
But his appearance really like doesn't. So if you include him, right, you're taking a big leap that fans not into Star Wars quite like we are would know what happened to him post Phantom Menace.
Right. Through Rebels.
Through Clone Wars and Rebels, which is cool because I want to see more connectivity from the saga films to the prequels and the whole episode 1 through 9. I want it all to connect more.
Right.
To make more sense. Like I thought it was dope they included him because if they clearly were setting up like at least Kier to be in future movies, maybe like a kind of bounty hunter movies come in the Obi-Wan movie. Maybe it's going to be some kind of loose crime syndicate trilogy in a way.
Right.
Which would be awesome to see him in and have him be like the main villain of all those movies.
Right.
But then if that's the case, you miss the payoff of that character because it was already done this past season in Rebels.
Right.
Do they film a live action version of that? Like I enjoy seeing that, but it just felt like I don't know. Like if they were gonna like this would have been way cooler, not knowing his fate yet.
Right. Yeah.
In Rebels or because I really loved his season 2 and season I guess 4 where they ended on. Like I loved Maul and I loved him in Clone Wars. Like his story was really good.
Right.
Like I'm glad they brought him back, but just weird to like that's like the only thing that people generally like about the prequels, like because he looked really cool. He had a few lines of terrible dialogue.
He had a cool saber.
Cool lightsaber. You remember him fondly from that era. So to include him, I get it, but then you're gonna want like people are gonna want to see him again. I think if they take to Solo.
Right.
So kind of bizarre. I mean, again, I felt giddy, but I already know the end of his story.
Right.
So.
Yeah, that's kind of how it was. Cause I didn't know his story. I hadn't watched Rebels or Clone Wars or anything like that. So when I saw him, I was like, holy crap! Like we're gonna see Darth Maul, and then eventually I did find out, and I was like, oh, okay. So now we have him for like a small gap window of the end of Solo now to when the start of Rebels and Clone Wars happens. Like it's all canon. So
role reprised by Ray Park,
right,
and voiced by Sam Witwer, who voiced him he was dubbed over. He's the guy that voiced him in the series, series. So yeah, I like that movie. I don't know, it's not really fun to talk about, honestly, this movie. Like, again, there wasn't that standout scene. Like, all the characters are fun. Woody Harrelson, for me, was fun.
But he was just Woody Harrelson, I felt like.
Right.
He wasn't it wasn't like, he's the same character that he kind of always is in these type of movies, But he was still fun, nevertheless.
They took out his companions, the alien guy.
Rio, I think his name. Rio, was it?
Rio, voiced by Jon Favreau. And then
actually,
Thandie Newton's character, they took them out really quickly.
Yeah.
And maybe, I think because they had to hit those check marks.
Yeah.
It felt like I liked those characters, and I could have had them in more of the movie, but...
Right.
I don't know, what'd you think of the L1, or whatever the name of the droid was?
It was fine. Like it was just like another sassy droid that we have. Like it seems like every single movie has to have at least one sassy droid, whether it's like R2 or whoever. Like, but in the relationship was kind of fine. It was kind of weird between her and Lando
banging the droid.
Yeah, that's what I didn't want to say it, but it just kind of was like this weird, awkward tension relationship between the droid and Lando. I was like,
yeah.
What'd you think?
I mean, she was okay. She had a couple funny lines with the droid Revolution, yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I just overall, I mean, I definitely understand that this was supposed to be a lower stakes movie.
Right.
But I think I like my Star Wars when the fate of the galaxy is like just coming down to like one space battle, one pivotal lightsaber fight. I think a lot of these movies are just lacking a real context for their individual stories.
Right.
I think we're relying so much on what we already know from previous iterations of Han Solo's background and previous movies in the series. I'm ready to move on to, I think, something entirely new. Because, this didn't comparatively do so well box office wise. 103 million for the whole 4-day weekend.
Right.
But again, bright spots for me. It was a movie that you could go in, enjoy, have fun. Maybe I think the younger you are, you maybe will take to this more.
Right.
There's some twists and turns here and there, but you can see them coming. It was just a fun ride, which no harm in that.
Yep.
It didn't defile Han Solo's legacy, and I do like, again, bright spot, the connectivity. There's like a Sith holocron and whatever that claw face guy's his little boat office. That's all I got. Played by Vision. Paul Bettany.
Oh, Paul Bettany. Okay, yeah.
There was like
Dryden.
I think that's his name.
Yeah.
Again, like who gives a shit.
Right. Even though he did have those cool daggers.
The daggers were dope.
Cool, yeah.
It looks like the same technology was used for Snoke's Praetorian guards.
Right.
So yeah, I want more of Star Wars to kind of make.
It just didn't have that magic to it, did it?
That's a good term, yeah.
Yeah, that Star Wars magic that you kind of expect when you see a movie. It just didn't have it. Even in like Rogue One, like the Vader scene, like that just kind of had that magic to it. It had that Skywalker kind of charm to it. It just didn't, like, this just didn't have that.
It definitely felt like more of a product. I mean, they all felt kind of like that. I think The Force Awakens felt a little less like that than others, but because that was the first one back and you could set up anything you wanted to and people would be like, oh, what's it mean, thinking there was an overarching plan, but now we're kind of at a state where we really don't know where we're going. We don't necessarily like where we are going. We have no real breadcrumbs of like hope other than the Game of Thrones guys' new series, or we just don't have much to go on other than the films, and the last two films have just been kind of
Yeah, right. So, take them or leave them,
in our opinion. I mean, I haven't had like a real urge to watch Last Jedi again.
Right.
Or really any of the films other than Force Awakens.
Fair enough.
But what'd you score it overall?
Just kind of a 3. Like, it's just kind of, it's just right there in the middle. Like I said, like it's nothing to where you could put it like a 4 or 5 above, and I can't really like hate on it to where it's a 2 or a 1. Like, it's just perfect. That's probably like the perfect definition of a 3 movie, 3 out of 5 movie for me.
Yeah. I'm gonna go 3 as well.
Yeah.
I think. Joe gave it a 5.
Oddly enough, yeah.
Oddly enough.
On Snapchat, it was just like 5 out of 5, and I was like,
He liked it.
Loved it. He really liked Lando's capes.
The capes are cool.
He had a lot of capes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill your fucking ass, grandson! Ugh! 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 Come on, grandson! God, you're powerful! You'd have made an excellent soldier in the war!
Fuck Korean, fuck you!
What is up, movie losers? It is so good to be back. I don't think we've done anything since the end of Rebels. So I'm super happy that everything is back up and running now, because there is so much that has happened since then. We've obviously had Solo come out. I have some good and bad things to say about that. Most Wanted, Thrawn Alliances, and then a crap ton of really big announcements have come out in that time. But I do eventually want to cover all of that. What I want to do right now, though, to get us back up and going, is cover the top 10 things that I'm personally looking forward to the most for Star Wars. So starting with number 10. I am really excited to continue the Vader comic. I think that it is one of the highlights that we have going on in the canon so far. And it's just doing a really awesome job bridging the gap of Revenge of the Sith to at least Rebels so far. I don't know how far we're gonna get to go with this story, but I think every single issue has really been a big hit for me. Number 9, I would say, is really getting some new merchandise. With all the announcements that have come out, and not to spoil the rest of the countdown, but some new TV shows, returning TV shows, new theme parks, things like that. We're obviously gonna get a ton of new characters and returning characters, and we're gonna have a ton of new merchandise lines for that. Whether it is Pop Funko, some stuff from Her Universe, Loungefly, whatever it is, I'm probably gonna get as much as I can. And I know that there's gonna be some angry fans out there who sit there and they're like, well, that's why they do this. They can make this new merchandise and they can turn a profit. And yeah, no shit, it's still a business. They need to make money somehow, and if they're making money by giving me some awesome new merchandise, I'm okay with that. So that's my number 9. My number 8 is a little weird, but I always really get excited for the fan speculation. that comes out for any kind of new movies, new books, whatever it is. I can't think of many things better than when a whole bunch of nerds put their minds together and just come up with these crazy theories about what could happen in the story or who these different characters can be. And I know most of it is obviously so wrong, but it's still a lot of fun just to keep us going until we get this new material. So I'm really excited to see what kind of speculation starts to go around and what kind of rumors start to get spread. Especially with episode 9 starting to film soon. Or actually starting to film right now. So get those theories going. My number 7, and I kind of hinted at this before, but my number 7 is getting ready for Galaxy's Edge to open in, for me, Disney World. Just because I'm on the East Coast, that's where I go more often. I have every intention of being there the second it opens. I am getting an annual pass, keeping up with every single announcement for this. I can't wait. And one thing that really got me amped up for this is Thrawn alliances. I think that if I were recording this video a week and a half ago, before this book came out, this might not even make my list. It might even be just number 10. But having read Thrawn alliances and being put in this world on Batuu, I am so excited for Galaxy's Edge to open up and get to experience that a little bit more. My number 6, I think, might actually be one of the bigger surprises on this countdown. There's been a lot of books that have been announced, and I know everyone's really looking forward to the Padme novel, and I am too. I love Padme. I can't wait to get in her head a little bit more and expand what was going on between episodes 1 and 2. But what I'm most excited for in terms of book releases, and my number 6 on this countdown, is going to have to be the Master and Apprentice book. I think Qui-Gon is one of the most underrated and for some reason forgotten characters in the entire Star Wars universe. So to be able to get to revisit him and see his relationship with Obi-Wan and get to know a little bit more about him and his relationship with the Force too, I can't wait, especially because the early series about him and Obi-Wan, that series was really what got me into Star Wars in the first place. So to be able to bring some of this back into canon, big win for me. So I'm really excited for the Master and Apprentice book. My number 5, I know, it should probably be a little bit higher, but right now it's still number 5, and that is the Resistance TV show coming out. Obviously, there's gonna be a ton of awesome stuff going on with that show, and I can't wait, but for now, the reason it's so low for me is just because we don't know that much information about it. As more stuff starts to get released or even leaked, it's obviously going to go up to kind of the top 3 where it probably should be. But for now, it's just other stuff going on that we have some information for that I'm really excited about. And that's why it's getting pushed back a little bit farther in the countdown. But I am still really excited for the new Resistance TV show. My number 4 of things to look forward to kind of goes back to that speculation, but is that episode 9 started filming, and we finally have an answer on what they're gonna do with Leia's character. I am kind of still processing everything, I guess, but I am excited that they decided to go with some unused footage for her. I think it's a good way to get her character in the story and still pay that respect to Carrie Fisher. So I'm really happy about that. But mostly, I'm just looking forward to a little bit of, again, more fan speculation and just some leaks coming out, getting those theories going, and just getting more and more hyped for December 2019. My number 3 of things to look forward to for Star Wars, though, is really just the fact that they are now starting to expand the prequel era. I, for one, don't hate that time period at all. I don't hate those movies. Maybe it's because I kind of was 9 years old to 15 years old when they came out. But all in all, I think there's a lot of good material there and a lot of good characters there. So I'm happy that we're starting to expand on that between those new books that are coming out, Master and Apprentice, the Padme book. There's a few comic books that are coming out in that time period. Obviously in Solo, we got The Return of Maul, so really happy about that. But the biggest way they are expanding the prequel era, and my number 2 on this list, is obviously that Clone Wars is coming back. Siege of Mandalore, I cannot wait for. This is a story that, in my opinion, absolutely has to be told. These are characters that we need a little bit more closure on, or just to find out what was going on after the original Clone Wars series. And just, I'm so happy that everyone involved in that series seems to be coming back and totally on board and excited for this. We have Filoni at the helm, and this is just a long, long time coming, and in my opinion, just super overdue. I figured we would eventually get this story of what happened on Mandalore. I just thought it would be in, at best, book form. Obviously, I would have loved for a TV show. I kind of wrote that off and didn't want to get my hopes up. But the fact that we're getting it, and it seems like it's going to be pretty soon, just absolutely makes me ecstatic. So really happy about that coming back. But my number 1 for things to look forward to for Star Wars, and this might be just a little bit selfish of me, but I'm most looking forward to Celebration in Chicago in April. Obviously, selfish personal reasons. I just have such a good time. Got my VIP ticket again, so should be in all the panels, first few rows. Really looking forward to that. But I just love those few days where we get all these new, whether it's new footage, new announcements, some different releases coming out. But just that whole vibe, that whole week, I think is going to get everyone really re-energized for what's going on. And we should hopefully get more information in terms of what Jon Favreau's project is, or what the Game of Thrones guys project is, what Rian Johnson is going to do, anything like that. If we find out what those projects are in the next year, it's going to be at Celebration. So definitely get your countdown going for April. But I know that with Star Wars, with Lucasfilm, there's going to be a ton of stuff going back and forth, getting fans really excited, getting fans really pissed off, whatever it is. But I don't know, for me, I'm going to choose to be happy and focus on these 10 things and just stay excited about everything going on, and I hope you guys do too. Obviously, keep checking back because we are back at Movie Losers. Gonna be a lot going on, so I will see you guys soon, and in the meantime, may the Force be with you.